Hey everybody, Nick Espinosa, your chief security fanatic here, and it is Sunday, so we are doing breaches of the week. But like last Sunday, where I was traveling to the RSA conference, this Sunday I am heading back from the RSA conference. So with that, we're not going to do full breaches because I don't know what happened in the past week in terms of data breaches, but I'm sure we'll all find out together at some point, and I will do a full breaches one the weekend after. But last week we talked about Verizon's breach report, which looked at basically it's a 2025 report, but obviously 2024 numbers. So let's look at Q1, quarter one of 2025, the actual 2025 numbers thus far, and AxiPro has the stats, and let's dive in because 2025 did not start quietly. In just 3 months, the cybersecurity landscape was basically hit by an unprecedented surge in attacks. According to Checkpoint Software, organizations across the globe face an average of 1,925 cyber attacks each week just in the first quarter of 2025 alone. That's a 47% jump from last year. So the stats are also a bit bleak. As I just mentioned, there's a 47% increase in weekly cyber attacks per organization, but there's also a 126% rise in ransomware activity compared to Q1 in 2024, and 4,484 weekly attacks in the education sector alone. Consumer goods and business services are now ransomware favorites. Africa, Latin America, and APAC, that's Asia Pacific, and as well as Australia, are seeing the most explosive regional growth in attacks. Australia, for the record, is being very heavily targeted. So Africa topping the chart with 3,286 weekly attacks per organizations. That's huge. As digital infrastructure grows, so do the risks, especially in fintech and healthcare, which is burgeoning across Africa. Look at countries like Nigeria, Angola, some other places as well. And what you see is a growth of infrastructure, which means growth of cyber attack. Australia, going through a construction boom, basically is now in the top 20, and they continue to get closer to the top 10 basically of countries targeted in the world as well. It's absolutely nuts. Now in Latin America, 108% increase year over year. That's insane. Many businesses basically in Latin America are still relying on outdated systems, making them easy targets. I literally a couple of weeks ago just spoke at the HAL software conference in Miami that was basically focused on North and South America. And this is essentially one of the things that we're talking about. How are you securing, Central and South American infrastructure, when a lot of it is outdated? Now, it's not to say North America doesn't have its problems as well, but these are important topics to discuss. Now, APAC, Asia Pacific, Australia, basically they have a steady rise of 2,934 weekly attacks, and they are focused on logistics and telecommunications. If you remember, Australia's had some major telecommunication breaches in the last couple of years. Even Europe and North America, despite having more mature cyber defenses, were not spared. North America still saw the most ransomware attacks globally and will continue to do so. Obviously, the number one target on the planet is the United States. But Canada is no slouch as well in terms of being targeted, given the size of the Canadian economy. So here are the sectors that are getting hit hardest in the first quarter in ransomware in 2025. Consumer goods and services are at 13.2% of all ransomware victims. Business services are at 9.8, almost 10%. Manufacturing at 9.1, and healthcare at 7.2. These continue to be the largest threat vectors. So that was your breach report, I guess, for the quarter. And again, we'll be resuming breaches of the week on our regular schedule just actually the next Sunday. So stick around. And please like, share, follow me here on Facebook and Twitter at NickAESP. And please feel free to subscribe to me at YouTube as well. And as always, stay safe, stay online, and please attempt to stay private, secure, and informed. Take care.